Okay, so finally we have discussed about axial mode, and finally the radiation pattern is along the direction of array axis. Okay, so radiation pattern is along array axis. Okay, next we'll see normal mode. Okay, again, you know, in normal mode, what is the condition when you are using normal mode? The L, okay, L is much less than lambda. Okay, L is much less than lambda. Please refer what is L. Okay, I think it could have been the length between one helix to another helix. Okay, length between the one, C means circumference, L means length between the one helix to and another helix. Okay, it need not to be same, it can differ actually. Okay, if the length is much less than lambda, okay, then you are operating at normal mode. Okay, once if you operate at normal mode, okay, say if your antenna is like this and you are having something like this, okay, then this is the array axis, then your radiation pattern will be perpendicular to the array axis. Okay, if this is your radiation pattern, okay, if your radiation pattern goes like this, finally then this is your radiation pattern is perpendicular to the axis of the helix. Otherwise, once if the radiation pattern is like this, it is very much true that there will be radiation pattern like this also, and there will be another radiation pattern towards your eyes and another radiation pattern that is going inside the inside the screen. Similarly, you can have a radiation pattern in a rotational manner. Okay, so that means what your radiation pattern is always perpendicular to the helix. Okay, perpendicular to the helix. That means what your radiation is not going in only one direction, it's going in many direction. That means your directivity will decrease. Once if directivity is less, then you cannot use it for satellite communication and all. You can use it for some other application. Okay, you can use it for some other application. And okay, so now first point, the radiation is normal to array axis. Radiation is normal to array axis. Okay, can I call it as the radiation pattern produced by this one is omnidirectional radiation pattern? Anybody? Because it gives radiation in this direction also, and towards your eyes and away from your eyes. It's like a rotational manner. Can I call it as this pattern as a omnidirectional radiation pattern? Yes, sir? Yes or no? Yes, it's something similar to omnidirectional radiation pattern. Okay, something similar to omnidirectional radiation pattern. So the radiation pattern here is omnidirectional. Okay. Okay, as the radiation pattern is omnidirectional, this is used in walkie-talkie and mobile handset because we need for practical purpose mobile and handset like the phone that is used by police and all. They are using this mode, normal mode of helical antenna. Okay, mobile and handset application. Okay, mobile and handset application. Okay, I think you might have seen in police phones, you will get this like this. Okay, then another question arises. Instead of using normal antenna like this, why I have to use a spiral structure? Anybody? I can use normal lambda by 2 dipole antenna. Then what is the need of using this one? Question purida? Because normal lambda by 2 dipole antenna also will provide omnidirectional radiation pattern, sir. Yes, sir. Is it not?
H-shape circular polarization.
No need of circular polarization.
Sir.
Okay, polarization is next, but don't worry about the polarization. Let it be anything. Okay, that may be one reason. We have to check it out. That also okay. But another one is when you have spiral structure, effectively you are reducing the length. Okay, say if your length, okay, you are operating at some frequencies, or say first of all you find out what is the frequency at which the mobile handset of policemen they are using walkie-talkies, at what frequency it is working. Then you calculate lambda. Once if it is lambda, if you want to use monopole antenna or dipole antenna, you have to use at least lambda by 4, something like that, lambda by 4, lambda by 2. Say if it comes around 10 centimeters, sir, if it comes around 10 centimeter, now this is 10 centimeter. The same 10 centimeter, if I make it as a spiral, same 10 centimeter, if I make it as a spiral, effectively I can complete it around 3 centimeter or 5 centimeter. Is it not? Are you understanding what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Once if you put it linear, the length is very, very high. Then it will be difficult to keep it in pocket. Okay, so once again length is same, but you are making it in spiral shape. Effectively, you are reducing the length, but that length is there also. That is also another reason. And again, you please check it out about polarization. What polarization you are using? Okay, in case of normal mode operation of the helix. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the radiation is normal to the array axis, but the directivity of the normal mode is always less than the directivity of the axial mode, because that is radiating only in one direction. This is radiating in all direction in the horizontal plane. So this will have less directivity as compared to the axial mode. Okay. Next one is slot antenna. Okay, so slat antenna is something similar to dipole antenna, lambda by 2 dipole antenna, but lambda by 2 dipole antenna is simply like a conductor. Okay, lambda by 2 dipole antenna is simply like a conductor. Say for example, if your antenna shape is something like this, like a conductor, that is simply lambda by 2 dipole antenna. Okay, this is simply a conductor. If the length is lambda by 2, then it will act as a lambda by 2 dipole. This is lambda by 2 dipole. Okay, instead of a conductor, okay, instead of conductor of this shape, like a cylindrical shape, you can take sheet. Okay, conductor sheet. Okay, if you take a sheet like this, okay, if you take sheet like this, okay, I'm not taking the conductor, please imagine I am taking only sheet. Okay, only simple sheet. Okay, I take simple sheet. Okay, conductor sheet again. Okay, if I take some sheet, and here also length is lambda by 2. Okay, I'm not taking the I'm taking conductor, but this is not of shape cylinder. I'm taking like a sheet. Okay, then this antenna is called as slot antenna. This antenna is called as slot antenna. So then what is complementary slot antenna? What is complementary slot antenna? Already a sheet of conductor is there, big sheet of conductor. Okay, from the sheet of conductor, okay, from the sheet of conductor, I remove this portion. I remove this portion. Okay, I have removed this portion from this. The left out portion will form another antenna. Okay, the left out portion will form another antenna. Okay, if I remove this portion, the removed portion is acting as a slot antenna. The remaining portion will act as a complementary slot antenna. Complementary slot antenna. So then what is the impedance of the slot antenna? That is ZS. What is the impedance of the complementary slot antenna? That is ZC. Then ZS and ZC is equal to eta square divided by 4. You know what is eta square? That is what, sir? 120 pi. Or what I can say 377 ohm. Okay. Then what is the impedance of the slot antenna? Okay, the impedance of the slot is something similar to dipole. So the impedance of the slot antenna is 73 plus J 43 ohm. Because if it is only dipole, then definitely you may have only resistance. And again, please make sure that even for lambda by 2 dipole, we are considering only 73, but that also consists of some other reactive impedance also. If you refer standard textbook, that will be available there. Even your lambda by 2 dipole also will consist of some imaginary part. Okay. So now this is the value of impedance value of the slot antenna. Then by means of substitution, you can find out what is the impedance of the complementary slot antenna. That is 363 J211. Sometimes they are interested only in the magnitude. Then you can put magnitude everywhere. Okay, you can put the magnitude. Then you can calculate the magnitude value. Most probably you'll get question from this. Mostly will not get. If at all, if you are getting the question, you may get based on this formula. Okay. Next, log periodic antenna. Okay, log periodic. You please note down whenever log comes, some kind of compression is there. When you need compression, when the range is very, very high, you need compression. When the range is very, very high, you need compression. So log means what? Some big number is there. For that you are taking log. That means what? You are going to design a antenna that is going to work for very long range of frequencies. That's why you are going to take log. Okay, log means what? Big. So that means what? Log periodic antenna is a broadband antenna or wideband antenna. That's very, very important. Okay, log periodic antenna means broadband or wideband antenna or wideband antenna. Okay, then what is the structure of the log periodic antenna? It's very simple. Say first I take one conductor like this, I increase the length of the conductor like this, like this, like this. I can keep on going. Okay, so now this is my source. I'm going and taking my source, I'm connecting here and making criss-cross connection like this. Like this, I'm making the connection. Okay, now what is this one? This is like a one conductor. I am taking another conductor, the length is high and again high, high and high. Then what is the meaning? When you give some frequency, say you are giving some frequency, say for example, I'm giving some frequency. For that frequency, this antenna may be radiating when I give this frequency. Now what will happen? This is my F1. Okay, when I increase my frequency, if I choose frequency that is greater than F1, what will happen? Okay, you are having some frequency, your frequency is radiated by this antenna. Okay, that means what? For this frequency, you know what is lambda 1. Okay, when you have F1, you know what is lambda 1. That means this length of the antenna is lambda 1 by 2 because you are using off wavelength dipole antenna. That means what? You might have designed this antenna such a way its off wavelength is equal to the wavelength formed by this F1. So when you are operating at frequency F1, that is radiated by this antenna, then definitely if you are increasing the frequency, definitely your antenna length will reduce. That means what? If you increase your frequency, instead of this antenna will radiate your power. If you still increase the frequency, this antenna will radiate the power. Or otherwise, if you decrease the frequency, the antenna height will increase, then this antenna will radiate. Okay, then this antenna will radiate. Then what you understood, you can give any frequency at a particular time, particular antenna is working. Okay, particular antenna is working. By means of this procedure, you are finally increasing the range of operating frequency. You are finally increasing the range of operating frequency. That's why this antenna is called as broadband antenna or wideband antenna. Broadband antenna or wideband antenna. Then what is this design procedure? What is this design procedure? The S is called spacing between the antennas. Okay, S means what? Spacing between the antennas. Okay, then L means length of the antenna. Okay, L means length of the antenna, and R means range of the antenna. From the beginning, how far your antenna, that is R. Okay, range of the antenna. So then this has to follow this procedure always. This value Sn plus 1 divided by S1 is equal to Ln plus 1 divided by Ln. Rn plus 1 divided by Rn is equal to 1 by tau. Okay, tau means tau value could be anything around between 0 to 1. It's like tau means spacing factor. Okay, what is tau? Tau means spacing factor. Okay, spacing factor. Okay, so based on this equation, you have to design your antenna. Okay, you have to design your antenna. Okay, then what is the properties of this antenna? This is operating over large frequencies. Then why it's called as log periodic? Okay, now in this axis I am going to mention antenna properties. That properties could be anything. Okay, what is the property means? What's the radiation properties, input impedance, and directivity? Like this, you can mention anything. Now in this axis I am going to mention frequency. This is, and again this is log frequency. You have already designed the antenna. You mark your properties, any one of the properties. Okay, then it follows like this. That means what? Say if you are here some frequency, okay, you are getting some value, say input impedance. If you go here also, you are getting same input impedance. That means what? Your property is getting periodically repeated. Your property is getting periodically repeated. Whatever may be the properties, let it be input impedance or some other properties. Okay, you observe the property nature at one frequency, and another frequency you are observing, you are getting same properties. That's why this is called as log periodic antenna. And also the axis, the bottom axis is in terms of log. You cannot take ordinary frequency, log frequency, because this antenna is working over large range of frequency. That's why the bottom is of the nature of log. So due to this nature, this is called as log periodic antenna, log periodic antenna. So what I'm telling, all properties such as input impedance, radiation properties, and any other properties, and radiation resistance remains periodic with respect to log f, with respect to frequency. That's why this is called as log periodic frequency. So then where we are using log periodic antenna, where we are using log periodic antenna, okay, what is the application of log periodic antenna? One is high frequency communication, okay, high frequency broadband communication, and another one is TV reception. Because for TV reception we need a broadband antenna, because TV by nature TV itself is a broadband, because you know TV bandwidth is, ordinary bandwidth is, before modulation itself TV bandwidth is 5 megahertz. After modulation it is around 7 megahertz because of vestigial sideband modulation. Okay, without modulation TV signal bandwidth is 5 megahertz. After modulation, that is 7 megahertz due to vestigial sideband, because more than FM, less than 2 FM. After modulation 7 megahertz. That means what? At least your antenna has to, your antenna properties, okay, your antenna has to work around this 7 megahertz, okay, around this 7 megahertz. So used in TV reception and high frequency communication. So next one is microstrip antenna or patch antenna. Microstrip antenna or patch antenna. Okay. So actually in the olden days and all, we have been using antennas for even for cell phone and radios. But nowadays, if you see, there is no antennas even in the cell phone. Okay, the antenna is fabricated in the board itself. The antenna is fabricated in the board itself. That is with help of this technology only. That is with help of this microstrip antenna or patch antenna. That means nowadays, modern days mobile antenna is microstrip antenna or patch antenna. Modern days mobile antenna. Okay, so nowadays we are using smartphone. In the smartphone we are having this microstrip antenna or patch antenna in general. Okay, so and what is the structure of the patch antenna? You take this is like a conductor. Okay, this is like a conductor. This conductor is present above the dielectric material. Okay, this is the dielectric material epsilon r. Okay, and this is the feed line. Okay, this is the feed line. Okay, and this one is conductor. This entire thing is surface conductor like this. Okay, and is like a conductor, because above the dielectric conductor sheet is there. Above the dielectric conductor sheet is there. And because of this conductivity nature, definitely once if you pass the current, some electric field, something will be there. The field nature will go like this. Okay, field nature, electric field nature will be like this. Okay, and again, this is the length of the conductor. This is the length of the conductor. And this one is width of the conductor. This one is width of the conductor. Okay, and this is the height of this dielectric medium. This is the height of the dielectric medium, because again, at what frequency this microstrip antenna has to operate, it all depends on what is W, what is L, what is your H, and what is your epsilon R value. Okay. And then what should be the bandwidth of operation? It all decided by these parameters. Okay. So, and again, in general, the epsilon R value, okay, relative permittivity of the material that you are using has to be in between 2.2 to up to 12, 2.2 to 12. Okay. Then why we are using this microstrip or patch antenna? Mainly, what is the advantage of this microstrip or patch antenna? Okay, due to small size and weight, due to small size and weight. That means what? This antenna can be fabricated in the board itself. Okay, mobile phone board itself. That's why we are using this antenna. Main aim is small size and weight. Then what is the limitation? What is the limitation? Okay, it has narrow beam width or bandwidth. Please make sure that whether it is beam width or bandwidth. I'm having confusion. Definitely narrow band only. I think it could have been narrow beam width. Please check it out. And the next one is, next important thing is, this is most important. Radiation only in the off plane. Radiation only in off plane. That means what? Radiation only off plane. That means what? It will radiate only in one direction. See, if this is your transmitting antenna, it will radiate upward only. It will not radiate downwards. That is the main problem here. Okay, this antenna will radiate only upward. Similarly, if you use this as a receiving antenna, it will receive signal only from upward, not from the downward. That is the another problem with this antenna. Radiation only in the half plane. Okay, now you are having a plane. Above the plane only it will radiate, or from above the plane only it will receive. Okay, below the plane it will not radiate or it will not receive. That is the limitation of this one. Then again, you may have a doubt whenever we are using cell phone. Definitely this direction is definitely, it could be of any one direction. Then still we are getting the signal, cell phone signal. How? Okay, sir. Okay, what is my doubt? Say I am holding my phone like this. Okay, I am holding my phone like this. Okay, in this manner. Suppose if the signal comes from here, it's okay, no problem. I can get the signal. If suppose my tower is there, definitely the signal will come to backside. Then also I am getting the signal. Then also, actually I should not get the signal as per this concept. Then also I am getting the signal. How? Okay, then what is the other application of this satellite? What is the other applications? Application. Okay, it is used in high performance aircraft. Okay, high performance aircraft. ஏன் வந்து ஹை பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் ஏர்கிராஃப்ட்லாம் இதை யூஸ் பண்றாங்க? ஏர்கிராஃப்ட், ஏரோப்ளேன், ஓகே, ஹெலிகாப்டர், ஏன் அங்கெல்லாம் வந்து இதை யூஸ் பண்றாங்க? Why we are not able to use other antennas? Means you cannot use other antennas there because of the stability, because you cannot have a dish there, because that will be moving at faster speed. If you put your dish outside, you think it of what will happen. That's the main problem. That's why you cannot have some big physical structure there whenever you are moving at a faster rate. So in those cases, you can use microstrip antenna. And that too, that cover body of the aircraft itself will act as an antenna. That is the main idea. Body of the aircraft itself will act as a antenna. So high performance antenna, spacecraft, missile application, radar, telemetry, GPS, satellite communication. Okay, so these are all the application of the microstrip patch antenna. Okay, then next, you might have heard the name anechoic chamber. Can anybody tell me why we are using anechoic chamber?
To measure radiation pattern.
Yes, sir. What?
To measure radiation pattern.
Okay, that's okay. Then okay, is there any other way to measure the radiation pattern? Yes, that's okay, because for measurement we are using anechoic chamber. Yes, sir. Okay, சொன்னது கரெக்ட் தான். To measure the radiation pattern, but to measure the radiation pattern we really need free space. Okay, free space means space which consists of nothing. That means what is the main aim of the free space? That should not provide any reflection. What is the main aim of free space? The free space should not provide any reflection. Say for example, simplicity, I will tell you, if I am here, sir, I am here, I am having one receiving antenna, receiver. Now my aim is I have to measure what is the power density here. Okay, I know one thing, if I transmit some power, the power density is followed by power divided by area, overall imaginary surface area. But somehow I am trying to find with a physical device, if there is no reflection, then really I can measure the power density. But suppose if there some structure is there, okay, if some signal goes like this and comes like this, that will also add with me, then it is making confusion. That means what? Once if reflection is there, you cannot do any measurement, because the signal may add up or may cancel your signal. Nobody knows. It all depends on what is the phase difference between the direct path and indirect path. That's why whenever you do the measurement, you really need a free space. Okay, so what is the, to do a experiment, to do the measurement, okay, you need free space. Why you need free space? Okay, to stop the reflection. Okay, to arrest the reflection, because free space consists of, will not have any reflection, because if it is free, then definitely there will not be any building, then you will not have the reflection, the signal will go somewhere, no problem. Okay, it's because you are having building here, you are getting the reflection. So once, if you have free space, you need free space. Why you need free space? Okay, to stop reflection. Okay, to stop reflection, to avoid reflection. Okay, to avoid reflection. Okay, to avoid reflection. But really, if you go anywhere on the universe nowadays, it's really difficult to get the really complete free space. But you can get it once if you go to the desert areas. Somehow, almost you will get the free space. But that is also not a complete free space. Okay, but if you see once these new antennas, after designing the new antenna, the practical measurement and all will be done near the desert areas. Okay, there you will not get any reflection at all. So, and then what is the main aim of anechoic chamber? This is like a chamber, like a room, your room. Then it will simulate the free space environment inside the building to simulate free space environment inside the building. To simulate free space environment inside the building. That is the idea of the anechoic chamber. Okay, then what will be the shape of this one? Okay, generally if it is a room, you will have side walls and top wall, and again bottom there will be bottom space, and these side walls and the top walls has to be filled by some material like a foam, Okay, this is like a foam material like this. Now, what is the properties of this one? What will do this material actually? Say you want to do the measurement, your transmitting antenna is here, this is your transmitting antenna, you are placing your receiving antenna is here. Now you can do the measurement. Now you may have a doubt, then what will happen if some signal goes here, whether that will really reflect or not? It will not reflect. Whatever the signal that goes to that sharp edges, that will be absorbed by the sharp edges. Okay, already I told you in some classes, whenever you have sharp object, that will absorb the electromagnetic signal. Whenever you have sharp object that will absorb the electromagnetic signal, that will not reflect the signal. Okay, that will not reflect the signal. And still I don't know by what material you have made this, but it is sharp. It is very, very sharp. Because it is very, very sharp, it will absorb the electromagnetic signal, that will not reflect the electromagnetic signal. Okay, completely the signal will be absorbed. Then again you may have another doubt. Then what about this one? There is no other way to go, because you have to walk here, because really you are keeping your things on the floor only. Then you cannot fill it up with this. You will get some reflection. That's okay, but you will not get a reflection from the sides and from the tops. Some reflection may be there from the bottom that you have to adjust with. Okay, and again If you fill this also with that material, then you can arrest that reflection also. Okay, this is the way to arrest the reflection. Okay, that means what? Free space. What is our aim? When we do the experiment, we should not get any reflected signal. Once if you are not getting any reflected signal, then that environment is something similar to free space. That environment is something similar to free space. That is the idea of the anechoic chamber. That is the idea of the anechoic chamber. Anechoic chamber. இந்த ஷேப் வேற எங்கேயாவது பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா சார்? இது போல ஷேப் ஞாபகம் இருக்குங்களா? Have you ever gone to the electromagnetic industry like Samir and all போயிருக்கீங்க? இது யாராவது பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா சார்? anechoic chamber. Anybody in this group?
வீடியோ பார்த்திருக்கேன்.
வீடியோ பார்த்திருக்கீங்க. Yes, in practical? Okay. If you ever get chance, you try to go to Samir that.
Sir, recording பண்றதெல்லாம் சைடுல ஓட்டிட்டு.
Yes. There it is available. Yes. Recording, if you have seen the recording studios, okay, அங்கேயும் நீங்க இதெல்லாம் பார்த்திருக்க முடியும். Because it will to avoid the reflection, echoes, to avoid echoes. Okay, that will absorb your voice signal also. It will avoid echoes also. Okay, so if you ever get chance to go, you try to go to Samir. This is the government organization, government company, central government company. Okay, what is the main job of these companies? Okay, see, whatever the equipment that you are making, electronic equipment, that will be tested by them and that will be certified by them. Okay, if you have seen some of the equipment, you might have seen some symbol like this. பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? ஒரு சில எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் எக்யூப்மெண்ட்ல CE போட்டிருப்பாங்க. Anybody? At least, okay.
Yes sir, charger.
Okay. Yeah. At least இல்லனாலும் போயிட்டு பாருங்க. So you may have this symbol like this, CE symbol. Almost in all electronics equipment, you will have these symbols. Let it be mobile phone or any other electronic equipment. Electronics, I am telling about electronics, not electrical. Mostly on electronics equipment. Or otherwise, if electrical equipment consists of electronics, then definitely there will be CE. Okay, conducted emission. Whatever that means, what the electronics mean what? Okay, because electronics have the ability to radiate. Okay, signal. So all electronic equipment such as TV, radio, okay, and mobile phone and all, you will have this symbol CE, conducted emission. Because in electromagnetics there are some problems. There are 4 definitions there: conducted emission, radiation emission, susceptibilities, and something like that. Because that main subject is the subject. What the subject is telling: whenever you design some equipment, the equipment should not disturb other equipment, and also it should not be disturbed by other equipment. Are you understanding this concept? You are designing some equipment, let it be, the equipment can be anything, no problem. The operation could be anything, but that equipment should not disturb the operation of the other equipments, some other equipments, and also it should not be disturbed by other equipments. It should not be disturbed by other equipments. இது ரெண்டுமே இருக்கக்கூடாது. அதை செக் பண்றதா என்னது உங்களுடைய வேலை. whenever you are making new product, மார்க்கெட்ல நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய நியூ ப்ராடக்ட் வரும் டே பை டே. பட் ஃபைனலா சக்சஸ் ஆகுறது ஒன்று தான். ஸோ அப்போ அது எல்லாமே என்னது சர்டிஃபிகேஷன் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, யூ ஹவ் டிசைன் சம்திங், தென் இட் ஹேஸ் டு பி சர்டிஃபைட். இல்லைன்னா வேஸ்ட். அது நீங்க என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, மார்க்கெட் பண்ண முடியாது. பிஃபோர் மார்க்கெட்டிங் யுவர் ப்ராடக்ட் ஹேஸ் டு பி சர்டிஃபைடு. That means what? Your device should not disturb the operation of the other device, and also it should not be disturbed by the operation of other device. That is the main idea. Okay, so இது போல ஷேப் வேற எதனா வச்சு மேக் பண்ண முடியுமா சார் in real time? Have you ever seen this kind of shape in your life experience? ஸ்டுடியோவில் பார்த்துருக்கலாம். வேற எதனா டே டு டே லைஃப்ல?
சார் எக் ட்ரே.
எக் பாக்ஸ் பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா? எக் பாக்ஸ் வந்து இது போல தான் இருக்கும். தட் ஆல்சோ யூ கேன் யூஸ் இட் as a absorber, sound absorber. Suppose if you are in your room, whenever you are talking, if there is some reflection, okay, echo, to avoid that echo, you can use egg boxes also. Then you will not have any echo and all. That will absorb the echoes. Okay, you will not get any echo. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, next, then what is here? So in case of anechoid chamber, what you are getting, there is no reflection. In case of anechoid chamber, there is no reflection. That's the main idea. No reflection, and this made of, the material is made of carbon loaded polyurethane. Okay, this absorber, okay, this is called as absorber, EM wave absorber, made of carbon loaded polyurethane. Okay, it is made of that material, carbon loaded polyurethane. And I already told you what is anechoic chamber. It is the simulation of free space environment inside the building in the indoor environment. Okay, so next I'll go to the microwave engineering basics.